popping? Welcome back. So, we're going to work on this bad boy. So we actually need to do a water pump in this. So I have the fill port and the drain port open. If you haven't done one of these before, you actually fill from the bottom until it comes out of that hole. But we'll go over that later. So I'm going to go ahead and pull this lower end off. And I'll show you how to do that. I'll be right back. So I want to show y'all something with this motor. So we put new plugs in it, which the plug number is a NGK, maybe, BP8H-N10, okay? So these are the old ones. Do you see a frickin' problem? Yeah, it came right out. So, yeah, those are garbage. So we're gonna pull this lower unit off. I pulled that guy off. It's right there. It exposes that rear rod back there, but up underneath here, there's 16 mil, 16 mil, and then the same goes for this side. I'm gonna go ahead and keep pulling those off, and I'll be back. We have all those bolts loose. We're gonna turn our attention to the top side of the motor. So we need to take this little cover off, because we're going to remove this starter. And if you can see it down there, there's a bolt down there that we need to get to. So I'm going to go ahead and pull that cover off. I got to do a carb kit anyway, so it really doesn't matter. So there we go. Now you can see that bolt right there. Now that those are off, you can pull this and put it to the side. So that linkage right there is what we're trying to get to. So if you have little hands, just pry up on it. Pry up on that, and it will slide right out. That frees up that rod so we can pull the lower unit now. So I just have one bolt holding it. So I'm going to go ahead and pull that and get this lower unit off. Alright, so clean this area up as best you can. We had a bunch of sand in there. Right here is your water pump housing. So there's your 10 mils. Pull those off. There's a washer right here. Make sure you don't lose that. So I'm going to go ahead and pull that apart, and I'll be right back. Okay, so there's your wear ring or wear face, whatever you want to call it, your face plate. Here's your housing and impeller. So do you see how that impeller is? That's how it goes back down. Make sure those are going the right direction. So pay attention to that. So I bought a full water pump kit, so it comes with everything. Okay, so I like to put the impeller in the housing first. What you're going to do is grab one of these guys, put it down there, and then this guy goes on top. But pay attention to how that goes. Okay, and so they match. So you have your little keyway. Put that off the side. And go ahead and pull that plate off. With that off, you're going to grab your new faceplate, gasket, and O-ring. Gasket and faceplate only go on one way. So then you're going to grab that O-ring, put it on there, right like that. I'm going to set that off to the side. So your little kit has a second nylon washer that goes right there. And now your little keyway can sit there. Now it's time for this. Now that you got that on there, we're going to go ahead and start a couple of these. Now grab this guy out of your kit. It goes in there, upside down. Pull this guy out of your old one and make sure and clean this up. This one was covered in filth and it just goes right in there. Okay, and then this guy out of your kit goes down there. These are torqued to 60 inch-pounds. So I got your old crap out of the way. You're ready to put it back in. Remember, don't lose that guy. So when you're going into the motor with this, make sure and this lines up, and that lines up, and that lines up. So let's go ahead and do that, and I'll be right back. Okay, so now you got that back up there. Pull your plugs, and you don't have to drain the oil when you do this. I would. But you're gonna get some marine gear lube and one of these nice little pumps. And so this one, you don't need that little adapter. But this will screw into the bottom here. And now you just pump it till fluid comes out of that top hole. Okay, just right like that. That's when you know it's full. So then you put the top screw in. Okay, now that you got the top one in, you can pull that bottom. You're going to lose just a little, but you got to be quick. Clean your little magnet off. So I'm going to go ahead and do this. Okay, now that you got that in there, now you can put the starter back on and that carb cover, and you're good to go. So, thanks for joining us today. Like, subscribe, comment, share us. Deuces.